Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here for the first NBA regular season slate of the year. We only got a 2-game slate, but I'm super excited for the NBA regular season to finally be here. A couple things before I get into the video. One, we're over 1.5 thousand subscribers now. All support, with the NBA preseason videos, with the NFL, the YouTube comment section on Twitter. I read all the comments. I try to reply to all of you guys. Thank you all so much. Seriously, it really means the world to me. Two, if you're new to the channel, we're doing a weekly giveaway. All you have to do is leave a like and a comment. That's one entry into the giveaway. Max one comment, though, per video. It starts with my Monday night showdown video that I had up last week. Goes throughout the week and will end in my Monday night video, a showdown slate that I'll have up probably tomorrow. So however many videos up for the week, you can enter the giveaway that many times. So say if I have 10 videos up for the week, you can enter the giveaway 10 times. And the winner receives $20 PayPal from myself. With that out of the way, let's look at the first NBA regular season slate of the year. So, only 2-game slate, but this one should be pretty entertaining, right? Pelicans, Raptors. Pelicans, no Zion, but still, this game should be entertaining. And then Lakers, Clippers, late night. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. So, let's start with center today. And we'll start with Anthony Davis at the top. They have a lot of these Lakers guys listed as out. That's just because they rested the last preseason game. All these guys are good to go. Anthony Davis at 10.2K against the Clippers, who really struggled against defending bigs last year. Yeah, sign me up for Anthony Davis. I think he's probably my favorite spend up on the slate. Now, the concern with him is he's made of glass and gets injured like every game, right? So there's probably like a 5 to 10% chance that he gets injured. So that's always in the back of your mind, right? But the upside is just huge on this guy. We've seen it in him in limited time in the preseason. I really like Anthony Davis's spend up. Probably my favorite spend up. And then these Raptors guys, Siakam. So if you guys watched or if you've been following my preseason content, the Raptors in that last preseason game, they ran a 7-man rotation until like the end of the third when they brought in Stanley Johnson. So if they're going to run a 7-man rotation in the regular season, in a matchup you probably can't get any better against the Pelicans, sign me up for a lot of Raptors. I think this is where you get your value today. If they're going to continue to run that 7-man rotation like we saw in that last preseason game. So Siakam, with no Kawhi Leonard, right? Him and Kyle Lowry kind of the main pieces in the offense. But I much prefer Siakam. I think the upside's a lot higher. The matchup, you can't get any better. The Pelicans play at such a fast pace. Very little defense played. So, yeah, I love Siakam, too, at 7.6K. Now, Montrezl Harrell, if you guys followed my videos last year, you knew I was all about playing this guy. I loved playing him and Lou Williams. Played him like almost every night whenever I could, really. The concern now is that Kawhi Leonard's in the mix, right? We still got no Paul George, but Kawhi Leonard being in the mix, that's a big hit to Montrezl and Lou Williams. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys operate with Kawhi on the floor. They definitely take a hit, so I might take a wait-and-see approach with Montrezl. I love the matchup. I still like the price, but Kawhi being back worries me a bit with Montrezl. Now, I definitely still think he's playable. Again, he's a guy that gets you their block steals, doesn't necessarily have to score the ball, so he's solid for sure. But I think I would prefer to pay an extra $1,500 for Siakam in probably a better matchup, probably the best matchup you can get. So that's kind of my thoughts right now, at least for Montrezl Harrell. Now Favors going to be starting at center. In that last preseason game, they started Ingram at the 4 and Redick at the 3. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Pelicans throw out as their starting lineup because the Raptors run big, right? They have Gasol, they have Ibaka, they have Siakam. So they run a pretty big lineup. So it'll be interesting to see. Maybe the Pelicans might start Jahlil Okafor and Favors at the 4. We'll see. So Favors is a guy at 5.6K. I think he's fairly priced. With no Zion, right, there's a lot of usage to go around. So I think he's definitely in play. Marc Gasol at 5.5K. I like a lot of these Raptors. It's just such a good matchup. The concern with Marc Gasol is the Pelicans want to play at such a fast pace. They kind of want to run like small ball, right, with Favors at the 5. So maybe they run Marc Gasol at the floor. So that is the concern with Marc Gasol. So if I'm picking between Marc Gasol and Ibaka, I think I'm going to lean towards Ibaka because, he can run at the small ball unit, right? So, yeah, but both those guys 100% in play in such a good matchup. I like both those bigs. Now the Lakers bigs. If you guys have been following my preseason content, I've been all over McGee, Dwight Howard. Their prices are too cheap. The Lakers seem to want to run a big lineup. They don't really want to run Anthony Davis too much at the 5, so whoever starts with McGee and Howard, I think both those guys get solid minutes still. I think they're probably going to split the center duty with Anthony Davis running center, small ball a little bit. But I think McGee and Dwight probably get in the 15 to 20 minute range. Both these guys can crush. Obviously, the guy playing with a starting unit probably is a little safer minutes-wise, so I'd probably lean towards whoever's starting, but that doesn't mean the guy coming off the bench is not in play too. So both McGee and Dwight Howard, they're guys that can get you their blocks, steals, they're energy guys, in a very high over-under. The Clippers, again, really struggled against bigs last year, so yeah, really like McGee, really like Dwight. Zubac's interesting at 4.7K. He's really kind of not looked that good so far in the preseason, but the Lakers run such a big lineup that maybe he's going to get extended here because, I don't really think they can run Montrez at the 5 and Kawhi at the 4 against this big Lakers lineup. So, again, maybe Zubac gets some extra run here. It is a revenge game, too. His upside's huge, but his floor is pretty low. So, it's a wide range of values for Zubac, right? Again, it is a revenge game, too, so he's still in play, but, he's definitely more risky, in my opinion. Other bigs, again, Patrick Patterson wasn't really in that rotation. Jahlil Okafor at 3.2, maybe if he starts, right? Maybe they start a bigger lineup. So he would be a guy that I would consider as a value play. He's always super, productive when he gets minutes. So, if he's going to be in the starting lineup, I think he'd probably be one of the top value plays of the slate there at 3.2K. And then that's basically it for me. I don't think I want to target any of these other guys. Melly, I don't know if he'll necessarily be in the rotation. We'll see. If it's Melly in the rotation over Okafor, then you can look to him. We'll see. But that's kind of it for center. Power forward. So no Paul George. Again, Anthony Davis is playing. That's only because he was resting last game. Siakam, love him. No Zion. No Kuzma. Already talked about Montrez. He's still in play, but it's going to be interesting to see how how the usage kind of works with him, Lou Williams, and Kawhi. Brandon Ingram at 5.8K obviously gets a huge boost with no Zion. He started at the 4 the last game. And he's a guy that's probably going to have to play big minutes in this one. So I like the price tag on him a decent amount. Raptors, pretty solid defensively, but the Pelicans just play at such a fast pace that it almost doesn't even matter. So, yeah, I think Ingram's a little too cheap here. Other options, Anunoby had a pretty solid game. He started in the preseason at 3.9K, but he is kind of a lower usage guy. He's in play for sure in a good matchup. I think I prefer some of those other Raptors starters, but Anunoby's not out of play. JaMychal Green, don't know if I want to go there, 3.8, like Harkless. I don't necessarily think we have to take a shot in those guys. Other options, I think that's kind of it. So let's move on to small forward. So you got LeBron and you got Kawhi at the top. Both very solid. Both the floor pretty high on him. But I think personally, if I'm picking between Kawhi, LeBron, and Anthony Davis, I think the upside's the highest in Anthony Davis, but the risk is also the highest because he's made a class, right? So that's kind of how my thoughts are right now on these studs. LeBron, Kawhi, if you can fit them in, they're great options, right? This one's also very high over-under. Both games are, I think over 225 right now. So, yeah, both of those guys are very solid if you can fit them in. Those other kind of secondary pieces on the Lakers, like Danny Green, KCP, Avery Bradley, those are guys, personally, I never get to because they're just too scoring dependent for my liking. If their shot's not falling, they can definitely hurt you, but that doesn't mean they're out of play for you guys. If you feel confident about KCP, if you feel confident about Danny Green or Avery Bradley, you can definitely play them. It's just, personally, I never play those scoring dependent guys, so I'm going to look elsewhere. Kind of the same thing with JJ Redick. We'll probably pick up a start again. We'll see. But he's just too scoring dependent for my liking. If he's not knocking down threes, he's going to hurt you. So that's why I'll probably look elsewhere. Shamet at 4.2. I think there's better options. Josh Hart, not necessarily sure if he's going to be in the rotation. We'll see. Again, he's kind of scoring dependent too. Yeah, that's kind of it. So let's move on to shooting guard. Shooting guard Drew at the top at 7.9 with no Zion, right? He's going to be kind of the main guy. I mean, they got him, Lonzo Ball, Ingram, kind of be the main catalyst in the offense. So we've seen it, last year when Anthony Davis was out of that lineup, when, Randall was out, like Drew had great games. So, yeah, I think he's really solid here at 7.9. Lou Williams, right? It's him and Montrez that concern me on the slate. I love the upside in Lou, and he can still crush. It's just, how is it going to work with, Kawhi out there with him? I still think the upside's high in Lou, a revenge game narrative too. We see Lou can get you fantasy points in a very short amount of time. So the upside's still high in Lou. I still like him as a play at 6.5K. Other options, Van Fleet, he picked up the start last game. I think he's probably going to be the starting number 2 guard. We'll see. But the matchup's really good against the Pelicans, and the price is solid. So, yeah, I think Van Fleet's a really solid value play. Would definitely prefer Van Fleet to a guy like JJ Redick or KCP because he's a guy that, can fill up the stat sheet a little more, get you assists, rebounds, steals. The other options, Norman Powell too, a 4K. Don't know if he's going to start or come out the bench, him and Van Fleet. I don't think it's necessarily confirmed yet, but he's a guy, a little scoring dependent, but he's also a guy that if his shot's falling, he can crush, and the price tag makes him in play. So he's not out of play for sure. Stanley Johnson, we'll see. I don't know if he's going to be in the rotation again. He was kind of the 8th guy that checked in midway through the 3rd in their dress rehearsal game last night, so we'll see. Now, Alexander Walker is a guy that I think a lot of regulars are not going to know about. If you guys have been following me in the Summer League, if you guys have been following me in the preseason, I've been all over this guy. He is super aggressive when he's out there. He can crush. Now, the concern is I don't even know if he's going to be in the regular rotation here. If I knew Alexander Walker was guaranteed to play 15 minutes, only 15, I would lock him in my lineup. That's how confident I am in this guy. He's just super, super aggressive whenever he's out there. He's a guy that can fill up the stat sheet too. His upside's high. So I don't know if he's going to be in the regular rotation. We'll see. But I think you were making multiple lineups. You take a shot in this guy because the upside is really high on him. Other options, I don't think we have to take a shot on any of these guys, really. Terrence Mann, we'll see. I don't know what the mint's going to be like him at 3K, right? It's going to be interesting to see who the Clippers start, how the rotation kind of works, so we'll see. Point guard, let's see. Already talked about LeBron, already talked about Drew. Now, Kyle Lowry at 6.8K, he's a guy that I'm not necessarily huge about in playing in DFS because even in great matchups, this guy sometimes is bust. This matchup, though, is great. No Kawhi Leonard. The equation last year was kind of like if Kawhi was out, you played Lowry, you played Siakam, and you played like Gasol or Ibaka. That's kind of what you did. And this is such a good matchup against the Pelicans that I don't think this price is high enough on Lowry. I know he's kind of disappointed in good matchups in the past, but man, I like a lot of the Raptors today here, and I think that's kind of where you get your value plays. So even at 6.8K, I think that's way too cheap for Kyle Lowry. I like him a good amount. Lonzo and Rondo are two guys that I like in the mid-range too at 5.4 or 5.1. Don't necessarily have to score. With Lonzo, no Zion. He's probably going to have to play some pretty big minutes. So I like Lonzo a decent amount here because, again, he's a guy that doesn't necessarily have to score to get you there. He's knocking down threes too in the preseason. So I like Lonzo a good amount. Rondo too, if he picks up the start, even if he comes off the bench, he's been very productive so far in preseason games. Obviously, it would be a little riskier coming off the bench, but he's a guy that's basically just going to throw alley-oops up to like LeBron, AD, Dwight, McGee, right? So he can get you a lot of assists. So he's solid at 5.1. Pat Beverly at 5K, I think it's okay. Kind of limited so far in the preseason. Let's see. Again, Alexander Walker. I don't know if he's going to be in the rotation, but the upside's huge in this guy. And I don't think a lot of regulars will know about him. But I think that's kind of it, guys. So again, it's very important to follow me on Twitter, guys, as well as check out the live stream. I'll probably be live streaming. It's only a 2-game slate, probably 20 to 30 minutes before lock on my YouTube channel. So we appreciate you guys come check out the stream. I will go over, we'll get starting lineups. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about any, late injury news or breaking news that we get. But yeah, I think that's it. So again, if you want to get into the giveaway, all you have to do is leave a like and a comment. That's one entry in the giveaway. I'll be back. I'll have another video up. We got the main slate on Wednesday. I think we got like a lot of games, like 10 or 11 games or so. So I'll have a video up for that soon. So be on the lookout for that on my channel. So thanks again for coming to check out the video, guys, and I will see you later.